All right, guys. Thanks for joining me live here. I'm gonna re-show the show from last night. Um, got a something from YouTube, and I gotta fix it. So I'm gonna go ahead and replay the show right here. Edit out the part that they're complaining about, and then go from there. But I just want to say I want to thank everybody who was there live. I had a big audience last night. Um, I know a video like this would have done a lot more views than I got before YouTube did whatever they did to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and re-upload it so the rest of my subscribers can check it out. So here it is. If you were there live last night, go ahead and hit the like button if you want. If you didn't catch it live, go ahead and hit the like button. Leave some comments. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, all that good stuff. So here we go, guys. Hope you enjoy.
Shout out to Hispanics causing panics.
Shout out to Hispanics causing panics.
Hispanics causing panic. I'm glad to be here.
Hispanics are causing panic, baby. Let's do it.
Órale, raza! Funky boxing of Hispanics causing panic. It's Monday night. HCP is war. And believe me, we're going to war tonight, man. We just had history made at 168 pounds. Canelo becomes the first Mexicano to become undisputed in the four-belt era and makes history becoming the first undisputed champion at 168 pounds. A division that has a good long history. A lot of good fighters were in that division. A lot of good fighters, great fighters actually, were champions in that division. And he cleared it up, man. He cleared up all the mess there in less than a year. What a tremendous accomplishment. D-Style, what's going on, bro?
Hey, I'm doing good, brother. In basketball, when a team sweeps another team, right? They show emojis of the sweep, and that's what Canelo did in this division, bro. We just swept them all. You know what I mean? Like, that is a wrap. Aberi, Aberi, Aberi. That's all, folks. You know what I mean? That's all she wrote. It doesn't mean business is done. He isn't retiring or something, right? He wants to continue fighting. He wants to stay active. So it's going to be interesting. He did say he doesn't want to talk about fighting right now. He'll wait till January. Much deserved, though. Let him enjoy Christmas and holidays and time with his family and all that good stuff. This dude did everything in 2021, bro. Like, he got married, okay? This is crazy. Like, he opened up a bunch of businesses in Mexico. He went undisputed in boxing. Him and Reynoso, we should say, increased their stable, right? They're like, never was the Canelo gym or Team Canelo a thing up until this year, and they're gaining more and more, prospects and current champions, and I do feel like in the coming years, this is a gym that's not going anywhere. Okay, I know there's a lot of content creators out here that act like there's a, like they're doing scientific shit in the back or some shit. That gym is open doors. You guys can go there anytime you want. Okay, there's nothing there. Okay, whatever you think there is. Okay,
right.
But hey, man, shout out to Canelo. Shout out to his trainer Aiden, and also, great performance. And he went out there. He took all the belts. And people can have opinions in boxing. People can have their opinion all they want, but facts are facts. And I'm not talking about fakes and all that dumb shit. That's what I'm talking about. Actual facts, not fakes. Okay, facts. He's an
Absolutely,
undisputed
man.
champion, and nobody will ever take that away from him. They're trying to. Like, I'm looking at the stream, I see the same streams you guys see, but it's not working. Like, it just isn't. Like, outside of the little bubble, then it's not working. So nothing will ever take away what Canelo accomplished. Saul Canelo Alvarez is undisputed champion at 168 pounds. Very few fighters have accomplished that, and the first ever Mexican fighter to do it in the 4-bout era. All right, and also the first ever 168 pounder to do it. Period. So.
Absolutely, man. I want to say what's up to everybody in the chat. We got round one, boxing historian, Puerto Rican rum. Who else we got here? Give me a second, guys. Give me 1 second. Let's see. We got Mario Figueroa, DJ Mexicano de Texas. No Paul in the house. Mad Dog H. JC is here. Man, everybody. Oh, we got a super chat as well. Nando Yamas says Mexican style, all the belts. Shout out to GGG.
Triple G. G.
And now we are being joined by a friend of the show, man, Sutter Kain, the father of ghetto metal. What's going on, bro?
Viva la Mexico today. We're doing Viva la Mexico. You know what I'm saying? I had a girlfriend I used to have sexual relations with give me this thing a long time ago, so I don't know what this means, but it looks like a Mexican hat or something. So Viva la Mexico.
Oh,
Viva Mexico. Hey, I want to ask you, brother.
Okay, I can take this off now. What's good? What's good? Can you hear me clearly?
Absolutely. We hear you.
Absolutely, yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
This is a glorious day. But I do want to say this though. I saw Canelo, right? And I showed you, man. He's hanging out with Nas.
Bro,
you know
I saw that. I saw that, man.
So is he part of the curse? Is he?
I don't know, man. You start hanging around them rappers, bro. Stuff starts happening. So I don't know, bro. Real talk, though. My theory with that has been 100%. That has not changed and stuff, But he's hanging with high-level rappers, not the guys you like run into at Walmart or your local Publix. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So it might be able to be good on that one. We'll see. It'll be shocking if Anthony Durrell somehow clips him and he goes on the ground. Then my theory is really correct.
Wow.
But I doubt that, though. And stuff, I doubt. But I did see that when you sent it to me. I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. And so man. But for people who don't know, my theory is this, when you start seeing boxers hanging out with rappers, that's the downfall. That's when they start going down, 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 man. And my theory has been going on since Zab Judah, Andre Berto. I mean, the list goes on, man. Like, soon as they started hanging with rappers, their career went to shit and stuff, They started believing the hype. But I think Canelo's smarter than that. I think they just ran into each other at a bar or something, man. I can't see Canelo and them two hanging out.
Do you think he knew? You think Canelo knew who he was?
Yeah, he should know who fucking Nas is. I'm pretty sure. You think so? You think somebody told me that's Nas?
He's from Guadalajara, bro. It's like given.
I don't know, bro.
That's
a really good. I mean, I don't know, bro. I'm pretty sure he had his brother. He hangs with his brother, right? Or one of them. They had to be like, yo, that's Nas. Like, you feel what I'm saying?
I'm seeing here in the chat that they're both sponsored by Hennessy, so maybe they.
So that might have been a Hennessy thing. Yeah, they might have been a Hennessy thing then. Yeah, it might have been.
A relationship
I don't know.
I tell you, who are you? I'm the guy that created Ethered, and that's what you did to Caleb Plant tonight. You Ethered him. You know what I mean?
Ringside Reporter Live with the super chat says, "Orale, I appreciate you, man. Thank you."
Okay, check this out. Even though I give Canelo super credit for knocking out Caleb Plant, hands down, I give him utmost credit. And I have nothing to say about that. But Caleb Plant did not get his ass beat as much as we thought he was going to do. I didn't think so. You feel what I'm saying? He got clipped, he got knocked out, and it was what it was. But he held his own, man, for a while. He held his fucking own. And he for a couple of would you say? I say for the first, me and you were texting back and forth. I say my theory is this, man. I give him the first 1 to 5. I give Canelo 6 and 7. I think 8 he did good, 9 he did good, 10 Canelo came on, 11 Canelo just put him to sleep.
It sounds about right. I mean, I gave Plant 4 rounds, which is way more than I thought he was going to get. Like, I'll be honest about that. I didn't think he would win any round, to be honest.
I had 3 swing rounds myself.
Or maybe 2 or 3, but that's about it.
Yeah. I had 3 swing rounds that I think were close.
He was hitting air early. He was hitting mad air early, bro. To me, it looked like he was having some Mayweather flashbacks.
I can explain, and I don't know if you've thought about this, but I've heard some people say that about Canelo, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you watch Canelo long enough, he hits air in every fight. Every
I gotta
single
go back
fight,
and watch.
Canelo throws and he misses by a lot. And the reason he's missing, look, when Canelo throws a punch, he's not throwing it at where his opponent is. He's throwing it where he thinks his opponent's gonna be. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Think of like a quarterback when he throws it. He doesn't throw it directly at the receiver. They're gonna get intercepted all the time, right? Got to throw it where the receiver's gonna be. And I think that's how he's throwing the punches. And he's studying his opponent. He thinks he's gonna move left, right? And he shoots the punch, and the guy makes a different movement than he anticipated, and it looks completely off, right? That's why Canelo has those like air ball, like, whoa, what the fuck was he throwing at in that moment? Punches. Yeah.
Or to his defense, even to Canelo's credit, not even to his defense, Canelo's credit, he could be doing things just to see what the opponent's going to do in general. Like, okay, let me do this and do that, just to see, might like I think in his head is like, I mean, if he can get the knockout, he can get the knockout, but I'm pretty sure he could care less about the first 3 to 4 rounds. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? Because if you notice, for the last maybe 5 fights, he as soon as it hits round 6 and on, he switches. Like, he comes into a completely different fighter, like completely. Like, you feel what I'm saying?
Yes,
so,
it's like an 800 race.
So.
Have you seen those 800 races when they go 4 laps? Right?
Yeah, as soon as it gets to like,
and there's always that white dude that's in the front, and everybody knows he's not going to win. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's, right? And then like the Kenyans, just like they wait for that last lap, and then it's like, and it's a wrap.
Yeah.
I think that's what Canelo does. He's like, look, I don't give a fuck what you do right now, but I'm going to go to another level, And I think the reason he starts slow, because he had stamina issues in the past, so he had to learn. It came with experience how to manage his energy. I think that's what it is.
I want to address the super chat real quickly here. $5 again for my man Beeb from Ringside Reporter Live. Make sure you subscribe to him. He said, "I had it even before the stoppage. Plant did way better than I thought he would. Much respect."
Bro, Beeb, I am so happy you say that. I am so happy you say that, man, because I thought you was going to completely shit on Plant. And stuff. I thought I was going to face it today.
No, Beep doesn't do that. Beep gives guys credit.
No, I've been watching Beep for years. One thing I give – I'll go for – I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say, here's what I saw. To me, and I've said this a lot of people know this who've been following me for a while. I was a big Julio Cesar Chavez fan growing up.
No shit.
And I studied his fights a lot, man. And to me, this reminded me of an old Chavez fight when he was in there with a boxer who could move around the ring, and eventually you see that pressure get to his opponent, and they eventually succumb to that pressure late in the fight. That's what it reminded me of, man. I seen Canelo make some adjustments after those early rounds that were competitive. I'll agree with that. Those early rounds were competitive. Plant was doing a lot of moving and stuff, but Canelo made an adjustment, and when he made the adjustment, I didn't see the adjustment from Plant. I just seen him continue to do the same thing. Bro. Yeah, he continued to do the same thing. I feel like really, like, if you're gonna use a shoulder roll like Mayweather, right? He's kind of made it famous over the last 20 or so years. I feel like if you want to emulate Floyd, that's cool, but don't forget Floyd also had a very good high guard. And I feel like a high guard would have benefited Plant in this fight.
He tried though. He did try it. He tried the high guard. It just didn't work. He tried it a little bit. He put it up, I say around 7, 8. He had the high guard up. It just wasn't, bro. My dad said it the best, man. That left hand being down and him getting caught like that. I mean, it was bound to happen, bro. He keeps that left hand like way down too low and stuff. It was bound to happen, man.
He looked tired.
Super chat here from my man Shoe Shine Boxing. Make sure you guys subscribe to the Shoe Shine here. He says, "Cerveza fun, Munguia war." Oh yeah, Munguia this weekend. We'll see. There's D-Style with the Sol ice cold in the can. Man, I love it, man. Shout out to Blood Boxing here for stopping in. It says HCP.
Look, I'm glad Blood. Like, everyone keeps talking about, Canelo, he made history, first Undisputed. That's all good, okay? But Canelo did something else that was historic, and I know I texted Blood about this. He did something I've been waiting for a fighter to do like my whole life, right? Call out the Spanish interpreter for not properly translating.
I saw that.
And well, what else did I say? Like, God. And then he ended up like he just finished the thing himself. He just translated himself.
Yeah,
You know?
he did.
Yeah, I saw that. The conversation though, I don't know if you saw it on Instagram. I know I sent it to D Styles. The conversation with Canelo and Plant was hilarious. And I think it was like
Yes.
the 8th or 9th round. That was
seen
funny as hell, bro.
That's what
And so
that's
that
what this
actually made me
comment
feel
is
good
about.
that they was doing that.
Yeah, you could tell there was a mutual respect there for both guys eventually. There was some bad blood early on, we know, but everything like, hey, if I could do a Sutter Kain thing, right? Violence
my
solves
God.
everything. The violence
It
solved it.
does.
Okay, look, these
I've
guys
been saying
ended
that
up
forever.
these guys ended up having a mutual or a discussion of mutual respect during the fight. Like
Dude,
shout
in
out
my
to Sutter
opinion,
Kain, man.
No, I appreciate that. In my opinion, from reading the transcript and then watching it, to me, it looked like Caleb Plant was more in awe of Canelo. Like he just wanted Canelo's respect. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? It was more of like, like I'm
That's
that
why
good,
he's saying,
right?
like, not bad for a guy that's 21-0, right? Like,
Yeah, like he was asking him, like he wanted his stamp. Like, you feel what I'm saying? That stamp of approval. I think underneath he was more in awe of Canelo. Like he's just shocked, like, damn, I made it this far. Like, I'm here with Canelo. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? Like, I think he really wanted to show Canelo. I mean, he wanted to beat him hands down, but I think he wanted to leave with the respect as well out that ring from Canelo to know that, you know what I'm saying? That's the vibe I got. And another thing to Canelo's credit, if you look at it, he's knocked out Plant, he's knocked out Sonic. I mean, he knocked out guys, bro, who usually don't even hit the canvas. Like, you get what I'm
he
trying to
knocked
say? Like,
out
that's
Smith's
pretty big.
arm. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I thought Smith was trash, though, but I give him that credit, though.
Psycho boxing fan Watts, who's a long time subscriber. He goes back 10 years with me. He says the pull counter rights that Caleb threw were weak ass right hand touches. He touched Canelo. How you supposed to get respect with that weak shit? I'll say this: I don't think there was enough of those. I think he should have thrown more counter shots. Like, I feel like I kept hearing a lot of people saying, "Yeah, he was making Canelo miss." I mean, and I could agree with that, but at the same time, you still got to make the guy pay. And it just wasn't enough for me with Plant. He was slipping and moving and rolling with the shoulder, but I did not see enough right uppercuts, straight rights, left hooks off those punches. Like, you got to make the guy pay too.
I want to remind the Canelo fans, okay? Now, I'm a fan of Canelo too, but I'm seeing this a lot. I'm seeing this like, no credit, no, like, and it's like he's trash. Let me tell you something. If to you Plant's a trash fighter, then what you're saying, and you're doing it to yourselves, okay? And you're doing it to Canelo. What does this say about Canelo's win over Plant?
I totally agree to that. I totally agree. The more credit you give the opponent, the more credit that you will get for beating that opponent. I totally agree to that.
And I think he earned the credit. So might as well just give it to him.
I think Plant beats anybody else that night except for Canelo.
It's very possible. I could agree
except for
with
Benavidez. I think except for David Benavidez.
That's a tough fight.
Which is what I want to see next year.
And I see some people saying that they missed the Canelo. No, we're going to do some more breaking down on this fight. This is a 2-hour show, baby. All right, don't go anywhere, okay? I want to address this comment here where he says he'd be more in danger if he countered and the closer he got. But that's the thing with sharp punchers, right? You have to be able to land something sharp and something hard on a guy to earn that respect. You have to. Like, Floyd was able to do that. Floyd was able to do that off the shoulder roll against Canelo. Like, you seen Canelo's head like turning all the way around with some of those right hands he was getting hit with off the roll. Like, Plant had to do that, and it just wasn't enough there, in my opinion.
I think he gassed too, man. Like y'all all said, he gassed bad, man. I say around 7, he was gassed, man. I think
there was two. I think there was two things. Two things that made him gas. I think there's two things. One, Plant is not used to throwing that much to land.
Nah, not at all.
He just isn't. He's a very efficient fighter. He was not as efficient as he's used to in this one. That's one.
That's that experience we were talking about too.
And that comes with experience. Also, the body shots. Like, you could see how red his ribs were.
Those ribs were.
And I'll be honest, I don't know how he took those shots, man. Because he that shows you that he's a tough motherfucker. Because he was taking those shots.
Bro, those ribs look like they were covered in dry rub, getting ready to go into a smoker for a barbecue cook-off or something. Like, those ribs were just red as red can be, man. He was pounding away on that left side of his body, man.
I don't personally see where, and this is what I was thinking to myself, I don't see where Plant goes after this, to be honest, man. Like, to me in that division, he's hit like the plateau. Like, once you fight Canelo, who's now the undisputed champion, where do you I mean, you gotta try to say like even if you get a rematch later on in your career, I mean, we know the outcome of it. It's like it'd probably be worse. So it's like, where do you do now? Like where, like you've hit the Mayweather of this era. Like where do you go now? I know some people gonna be like, he's not the Mayweather of this era. Shut the fuck up. But I know what I'm saying.
Which is a compliment to Floyd, right?
Yeah, it's a compliment to Floyd. But what I'm saying is that once you fight Floyd, you still had little things in the welterweight division that was still interesting for the guys coming up. With Plant, I mean, this particular division, what's next? Because we want to see David Benavidez and Canelo now. So where does Plant go from here? Like, you gotta try, unless he goes to fights like not Andre Durrell, the other Durrell.
Anthony
Durrell. I mean, maybe Anthony Durrell.
I think that would be a good fight for him off a comeback like this.
You know what? I'll say this, Sutter. So, look, where does he go from here? I'm going to answer it in two ways. First, I'm going to say, I would think it would be, go back to the drawing board. I think his next fight, just fight whoever, just get a W. Just that's what he should do his next fight. And then after that, step it up a little bit, like fight guys better than you were before you fought Canelo, right? And I think that's what he needs to do and gain that experience, right, to become a better fighter. Right, and maybe he does get another crack at Canelo down the line. I doubt it, but let's say whether he does or doesn't, he could still become a titleist again, especially if Canelo moves on, right? But I will say this: I don't know how Plant's going to get up for any fight when he just made $10 million, right? And we don't even know any extra money he's making, whether it's the gate or the pay-per-view.
I said the same thing.
Is he going to get up to fight Moriel Jr., who's a dangerous fighter, for like less than $1 million? Like, is he really going to do that?
True, man. Or unless he challenges himself, because he is a big dude, and go to 175.
He could do that, right? But I want him to. I want to see what Plant is really made of, right? And I mean, we find out when guys take an L and they come back, they show something, right? Look. I'm sure a lot of people said, man, where does Bernard Hopkins go from here after he got schooled by Roy Jones, right?
Yeah.
And we saw where I'm not comparing him to Bernard, right? That's an accolade you got to earn. But what I'm saying is, we'll see,
Yeah.
He could come back from this, man. Like Barrera came back from a knockout loss to Junior Jones. Like,
he just
guys come back.
Look at that division, though. So you're comparing it to divisions that really has some good fighters in there. I'm not saying 168 doesn't. It's just Canelo wiped out 168 to the point where it's like, who cares? Like, meaning who cares after Canelo has wiped out up to this point? Who cares behind us now? Like, we want to see Canelo, Benavidez. Canelo, he's gonna wipe them. I'm gonna say this right now, and this is real talk, yo. Canelo fucks up Charlo. I've been saying that for a very long time. He beats the shit out of Charlo, bro. That's just not even a fucking fight. That's not even a fucking fight, bro. And I'm telling you straight up, that's not a fucking fight and stuff. Yo, I have more faith in Plant than I do in Charlo.
Sutter, I'm glad you brought that up, because let's talk about that real quickly. Hold on here. I got another super chat from my man African G 499. He says, can Canelo versus Benavidez look something similar to Cotto Margarito 1? Because at this point, I don't see anyone beating Canelo. It's a possibility, man.
I don't see Benavidez beating him either, to be honest with you. I think it's going to be a good fight. From now on, I said this the other night, yo, and this is how real I am with my shit. I'm not picking against Canelo for the rest of his career until he just gets fucking old and stuff. Yo. Like, I'm done with that shit, because every time I do, this is what happens. And I'm just like, you know what? It was the same thing with Floyd. I picked against him, and then finally I just said, fuck it. Like, yeah, I'm not doing it no more, because this is killing me and stuff, yo. But I don't see he beats. Okay, I know we're going back to Charlo, but I just want to say this. Yeah, he beats Benavidez. I think it's a tough fight, but he beats Benavidez, bro. Benavidez comes one way, has no fucking defense. I think it's going to be the opposite, where he boxes. Like, that's when you see the boxer puncher version of Canelo compared to the I'm gonna sit in the pocket with you. I mean, pretty sure he's gonna sit in the pocket here and there, but I just don't see it, man. I don't, bro. I truly don't. I think
one thing that Benavidez brings that Canelo hasn't seen in a couple of years is just punching power.
That's it, though. I mean, I get that's a lot, but it's got to bring more with Canelo, though, bro. Golovkin had punching power.
I mean, it just means that he's just going to have to be a little more careful in there.
Yeah, basically.
You know what I'm saying? And that could create a drama in the fight. But I want to say this about Charlo. Look,
The guy who what's his yo? Before you even say anything, what's the best fight on his resume? Yo, what's the best? Yo,
Derevyanchenko, I'd say at this point. Yeah.
Derevyanchenko, out of his whole career of us knowing Charlo, the biggest name is Derevyanchenko.
Yep.
You guys,
and I want to say
kidding
this.
me.
2 years ago, when D-Style and I first started doing this HCP thing, all right, we were saying, look, we want to see Canelo fight Charlo. We were the ones saying that, and we still want to see that fight today. But we were called the Canelo, or the Charlo fan club. You remember that? You remember that
Charlo fan club.
Now, look, I still want to see the fight, but look, this guy, man, like, here's what I don't understand. You talk a lot of shit about Canelo ducking you, and you never got an offer, even though we had Roberto Diaz on, and he said they sent an offer. They got turned down by PBC. Oscar says the same thing. His own brother hints at it, that he would never turn down that kind of money for Canelo. So here's what I don't understand. You're ringside. You're literally 3 rows back from ringside. You're there.
Oh, that's who you said. Okay, yeah, I was listening to. I was trying to figure out.
Yeah, you're there, and you rather go in there and mix it up with Jarrett Hurd, a guy who's just lost twice. Like I wouldn't even bother paying attention to that guy. Charlo should have got his ass in the ring, or he should have went to the press conference and said, I want to fight this guy next. Give me this guy next. I'll move up. I want to fight you next. I didn't see none of that energy, man. He's over there slapping fans, phones, and shit, trying to fight fans because they asked him. Like, that was disappointing, man. That was disappointing to me. You should have done something. At least Triple G. A lot of people call him Triple Duck. At least he got in the ring with Canelo.
Man, Charlo would never do it, though. But see, Charlo has a different mind state, bro, from what I've noticed with them, too. I've been following them, too, for a long time.
And I don't know.
Big fans of them.
It's got to fuck with Jamal that his little brother Jamal, right? His twin brother, I should say.
Yeah.
Like it's got to bother him that Jamal talks about Canelo like a fanboy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, Canelo, he's a badass dude. Did you see what he did? He was a fucking badass. Like he's a bad motherfucker. I'm a fan of boxing. That's why I came over here to see Canelo fight. I mean, you see what he did? I mean, that's a historic damn shit he just did right there. Like, and then Jamal's just right there next to him, bro. Like, man. You know what I mean? That has to be demoralizing.
I think it's a money thing, bro, to be honest with you. I think if they do fight, it's more, I'm going to get a good payday. I could retire or go back down to 160. Or the excuse can be I wasn't, he's 168 and I was coming up. But, I mean, to be honest with you, bro, I have no faith in neither Charlo, bro. To be honest, I'm being dead serious. Like,
I like your mouth.
Maul, I have no faith in that guy anymore. Like, to me, this is a PBC event. You're a PBC fighter. You should have got in there and said, I want this guy next. Plant got him. Plant
even
took
the
him
dog
11.
did it.
I want him next. Yeah, even Darrell called
even
him
Darrell
out.
was like, hey, I want the winner. I'm going to retire. Like, and everybody's like, well, enjoy retirement, Darrell. You know what I mean?
Like, that fight, though. I think that's going to be his tune-up fight. That's going to be Canelo's, like, little, not tune-up, but his little freebie is going to be Darrell.
I want to congratulate Anthony Darrell on his retirement.
Bro, I think he's gonna get that. I think he's gonna get that, bro.
Oh,
and it's good to see Darrell get a good payday, man. I mean, if we can give it to Charlo, man, might as well give it to Darrell. I mean, Charlo.
Oh man, I don't know.
I feel he missed an opportunity, man. Like he was rah at the weigh-in with Ronnie Shields, talking about I'll go to 168, I'll fight this motherfucker in Mexico. But then, like, you get in there and say, look, let's fight. Like Erislandy Lara did it too. Walked up on him at the podium and said, "You're the best in the division. I'm the best in the division."
Mira, yo quiero pelear con los mejores. Vamos a pelear, Canelo. La gente quiere mirar esa pelea. Like, that's all he said.
That's a great interpretation right there. I love that.
Mira, yo nomás quiero pelear con los mejores. What did he say? He said he was to fuck you up, Canelo. Like what the hell? How do you cuss when he said that?
Bro, the Charlos, man, I don't know, man. It just strike me as dudes who like never had a childhood, so they're trying to live their childhood now. Like they're trying to be like the tough guys.
Let me tell you something, bro. Like Jamal has posters of Canelo. Like did you see the agenda channel of Raw? Like they were all butthurt because they're like, we fought for you to be undisputed. We will fight for you to be on the pound for pound list, and you're praising Canelo. Why? Like, god damn! Like, let the dude do whatever the fuck he wants to do.
Guys, I got 50 people here watching live. 38 likes, man. Let's get him up to 50. Let's go.
50.
All right. Sutter Kain in the house. All right. Give me the 50 likes. All right. Let's go.
Up in the place to be. But nah, real talk, man. With Charlo, man, I used to be fans of those guys coming up, man. I used to really believe the hype, and then I just thought it slowly started to deteriorate. And so I used to say the same thing, man. Charlo and Canelo would be a good fight at like 160. Man, that'd be a really good damn fight. Never happened. And then when I saw like I said, I seen Charlo recently. It just looks like he's all right. It's Canelo dog walks him, man. It's gonna be easier than you think it is. Now that's a fight where I'm using the plant line. It's gonna be easier than you think it is. Like that shit ain't gonna be nothing like people think it is. Because I'm serious, you're gonna have Charlo fans.
Daughter still thinks Charlo beats Canelo. I don't know, but
bro, there's nobody. This people who think Charlo can beat Canelo are just like they're just like complete fans now. Like they just straight up like, okay, I'm just gonna ride with him to the end. But if you're a realistic person, nah, there's no way you can logically think that Charlo can beat Canelo. There's no fucking way and stuff. There's absolutely no way.
Sorry, my boy Alex M. Fresco 916 says we deaf in the house with HCP. That's right, man. Shout out to your cousin as well, Xavier Martinez from the 916. Look, man, again, like I don't understand how you don't assert yourself when you're on a PBC pay-per-view. Canelo's on PBC finally again after all these years, and you don't say nothing. Like that's just disappointed, man. I'm just disappointed in the guy. I have no faith in him now. I really don't.
I'm gonna tell you who should have went up there though. Not to cut you off. I'm gonna tell you who should have been there. I don't know if he was there, but if he was there, who should have went up there is Benavidez. That's the guy who should have walked in that fucking ring and stuff. That would have been very interesting. But I think it's because of the ceremonial purposes. They didn't want to ruin that. And I think that would have been a bad taste in general. So I'm going to get, you know what I'm saying? So I think maybe that might be.
I don't want to bust G Funky's bubble. Why didn't Charlo go up there? I don't want to bust you because Benavidez. I'm telling you guys right now, like PBC already has this planned out. Anthony Durao is the next opponent for Saul Canelo Alvarez.
I could definitely see that.
That's why he was in the co-main. That's why they had him say what he said, right? And that's why they had the announcers like, "Oh yeah, I think he earned the shot to fight the winner." Canelo versus Plant, like what he earned it, like what by beating that duty B.
We got our boy Maestro on.
Bruh, let me tell you something, man. At least I had the balls to, you know what I'm saying, to want to do it and stuff. That's the thing, bro. And I rolled with my man until the end. You feel what I'm saying? Where everybody was
to the bitter end.
To the bitter end.
Hey, that's true.
And I came on here with this that a girl that used to give sexual relations to me gave me. You feel what I'm trying to say? And wore this and said "Viva la Mexico." So yeah.
Hey, Maestro. I give you a ton of credit too, man, because there was a lot of guys here on YouTube, a lot of content creators who were talking this and that about Plant, but they didn't have the balls to bet nobody.
They didn't have the balls. That's what I'm saying.
Fucking money, you know. Yep.
Okay. Before we even go any further, and I know I'm not picking. I'm picking the fight, but I'm not picking this guy. I want to see who got the balls to pick Porter against fucking.
They're out there.
Who the fuck got the balls?
That's another one. That's another one because Crawford got a lot of haters out there.
Let's meet up sometime. What, for a physical fight or going to a fight?
No, I think going to a fight.
Where's Nas at? Diddy. Like he's about to get ethered again. Like I'll tell you right now, Porter's getting ethered. He's gonna get stopped.
Bro, Porter is getting the shit beat out of him.
I guarantee a knockout in this fight. There will be a stoppage. I guarantee it.
Yeah, he says going to a fight because you guys are both in the
let's
NYC.
Do it. Yo, as soon as they start bringing the fights back, yo, I'm game. I've been saying because I thought about that too. Definitely, bro. I definitely thought about that. We need to do that and stuff 100%, man.
For sure.
But no, I want to see who got the balls to pick Porter. That's what I want to see because I'm definitely not fucking picking Porter. But I want to see who has the balls to pick Porter.
Yeah, me
They're
too.
Out there.
Get my likes up. They might pick him, but they ain't gonna drop no money on him. That's for sure. G-Funk is ready. He's taking all bets. I'm going with Bud Crawford on that one.
Man, Bud's gonna beat the dog shit out of him, bro. I got him stopping Porter in like 8 or 9 the latest, bro. He's gonna if you saw the Jeff Horn fight, it's gonna be even worse.
Yeah.
Do you read these thoughts?
I think he's doing Sean Porter's service. He has dog shit on him. He's gonna beat it out of him. So
he's gonna beat the shit out, bro. He's gonna beat bro. Porter lunges in with his fucking head like that. Oh man, bro. Like I said, man, if you watch the fight I just mentioned, if you watch that fight, that's how the Porter fight is gonna be, but worse.
Yeah, he's tough. Okay.
Yeah, Calix Boxing. Make sure you guys subscribe to Calix Boxing 2.0.
Shout out to Calix, though.
Porter's tough, fellas. Look, man, I love Sean Porter.
I give Callis credit too, because he backed me that night when y'all was trying to attack me about the plant.
I respect Sean Porter.
Callis always in my good grace.
I respect Sean Porter. He fights everybody, right? So I hands down to him, right?
Yeah,
but
Porter's
he
about
could
that
be
work,
tough all
baby.
he wants. He could be whatever you want him to be. He's gonna get his ass beat against Crawford.
Jeff the Hornet Horn was tough too, though. He was very tough. He beat
Crawford. Figures him out once he switches.
Pretty tough guy,
dude. Crawford already figured him out before in the ring walk. Are you kidding me? Like, as soon as they go to the ring walk, he already figured him out.
Puerto Rican Rum says Crawford is going to make an example out of Porter.
I agree.
Say, you motherfuckers didn't want to cross the street for this work.
I totally agree to that, man. He don't have the power to me, he's got the rough and tough football skills, but he don't have the power to do anything to you know what I'm saying? To Bud. He has no power like that, man. Even though I'm gonna be real, I think Bud's chin is suspect, but I don't think Porter's the one to expose that.
In Latin, they call it retundere, which means beat down. He's gonna beat the fuck out of this dude. Okay,
it's gonna be the Day of the Dead.
I like that. The Day of the Dead. Yeah,
for real.
But you don't understand. Like Porter's tough.
Nah, bro.
But Porter's never been stopped. Porter brings it. Why I hope he would. But
bro,
I know Porter is, guys. I picked him to be Broner. I picked him to win a lot of fights. Okay,
he ain't winning.
But I also know who Crawford is.
Yeah, much respect to Sean Porter, though, man. Crossing the street. Being the guy to say, you know what, I'm gonna be the first one to cross over, go to Top Rank, and fight Terrence Bud Crawford, man. Much respect to him, but he's gonna get his ass whooped. He's gonna get his ass.
He's gonna get the shit beat out of him, bro. I'm calling it now, man. Now that fight, I think if we do a roundtable like before that, I think everybody's gonna be on the same page. I'll be shocked if somebody picks Porter. I really would be, bro. And I really want to know your theory to that. To why you pick Porter.
We'll find someone who's picking Porter.
I don't know about that one, bro. I truly in my heart do not know about that one.
See, Cali says Crawford a slow starter, but once he gets it going, we'll get ugly. Bud is ready to take out his frustrations on Porter. I agree, man.
Yeah,
I agree.
Bud has emotional problems, so he's definitely gonna take it out.
Yeah, man. So I want to talk about the fight again this weekend. I want to ask you guys about this.
I agree that Vargas fight, right? Is what we're talking about?
Yes, I'm talking about Vargas, but real quickly before that, I want to talk about the young man, the guitar man. Shout out to the guitar man. Elvis Rodriguez comes back off of his loss and looks pretty impressive, man. I thought he looked really good. Yeah.
All shook up.
That was the undercard, because I didn't even watch the undercard, bro.
He was the first. He was the first fight, and he looked good coming off the loss. I just wanted to throw some love to him. Shout out to him getting back in the win column. And also, Ray Vargas, man. God damn, he looked good. Off a 2-year layoff, man, he looked good. I just hope PBC doesn't keep him on ice. They need to keep him active. 126 could be a hot division. Now that you throw him in the mix, we need Garrett Russell to get active. We need Leo Santa Cruz back down there. Navarrete on the other side of the street.
Yo, let me tell you something.
Oh my God!
I need to say this. I need to say this, man. Just really quick. There was a time when if a Mexican had a belt in a weight class and another Mexican had a belt, they settled it, right?
In the ring.
Because there was only one champion out of Mexico. You can't have two. I want to see Ray Vargas and I want to see Navarrete settle it. And it's not an easy fight for Navarrete. I don't care what anybody says. That's a tough fight.
It is not an easy fight for anybody. Ray Vargas, tall, the reach, the speed, the volume. The guy can move around the ring as well. He is going to be a tough out for anybody, man. Anybody at 126.
What do you mean, Juvenile? Is that a plane? Is that a bird? No, it's Ray Vargas. I don't know, he's Superman now, but he's pretty good.
I just think his style could be a nightmare for a lot of guys, man. And not to mention he's got Nacho Berenstein in his corner, Hall of Fame trainer right there. Hey, you can't.
You know what's funny that he does look like that sidekick from Nacho Libre. You know what I mean? So like, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, but still.
That's funny.
But let's the Canelo Plant fight. Now, I want to show some clips here, some videos that I got, because I watched the fight quite a few times now since it happened, and I want to just emphasize my point on how this reminded me of a Chavez fight from back in the day. Now, a lot of people, like, this is the thing that, and D-Style and I, we've had debates, heated debates about this topic, about, you know, moving, is all moving created equal? Is lateral movement, all that stuff, is it all the same? Well, no, it's not. And I think that this was a good example of that with Plant for most of the time. Once the fight started to get into the mid to late rounds, I feel like the movement was just movement. It wasn't to set anything up. As where a boxer will be moving to set angles, set traps, things like that. And I feel like the pressure was getting to him. And I feel it was because Canelo has really improved. And you guys know I was criticized Canelo for this, about him, his ability to cut off the ring. Now, when he was in there with Erislandy Lara, I mean, he had trouble, but that was a long time ago. What I seen Saturday night, I think he was really studying some Chavez film, man. I really do think so, because I seen a lot of good stuff from Canelo. Here's a clip I want to show you guys. Man, I love it, man.
You got any Chavez Jr. footage?
Oh no, Chavez Jr. is banned from this channel. All right,
you got Chavez Jr. footage in there?
This dude said Chavez Jr., bro.
We got no Chavez Jr. footage to show.
He brought up Chavez Jr., bro. Not senior, junior.
There's got some Chavez Jr. footage to show in there as well. Like, look at this.
Yeah,
this is how you quit in a fight.
I want to say this in all seriousness. Now, look. Obviously we can't watch the whole fight here for copyright reasons. So I was only taking parts because I want to show people that, look, there's a lot of people out here on YouTube that were saying that Canelo was getting outboxed easily and that he couldn't stop Plant from moving. But I just showed you examples of it right now. And this is the pressure that got to him. And this is why he got stopped late. He was taking shots to the body. He was taking shots to the head. And then again, the pressure mounts, man. It gets to you physically. Not only that, but it gets to you mentally. You're hitting this guy with your best shots. He's still right there in your face. He's still putting pressure. Like, it really does something to you, man. And these are the things that people just don't point out,
presence.
You coined that one with Teofimo. Remember the mid-range pressure?
No, one more time before I get out of here. You just mentioned Teofimo. Was it not awkward to see Teofimo next to Canelo with all the belts at the press conference?
It was, to be honest
with you. You didn't think that was awkward?
I think it was planned. I think,
bro, I laughed my ass off at that one.
I really do see Canelo. Like, look, I honestly think Canelo is showing a lot of support to a lot of Latino fighters. That's why he called, like, he'll call several fighters after their fights. You know what I mean? Like,
but then we gotta ask the fact that, but no, that's not what I'm talking about. We talking about there's a not conspiracy, but there's a thing out there. He's not a true undisputed when it comes to Tio. Like,
I got you.
So that's what I'm saying. Not the fact of Tio being there. I just thought it was funny as shit and stuff, like, because that's still lingering out there.
Well, you'll love Maestro's take. You know what I mean? Because they, like,
it's
but that's Tio's undisputed.
No, he doesn't. No, it's a shitty situation, man, because the WBC really fucked that up there at 135. I see interviews of Mauricio saying, "Yeah, Teofimo is undisputed."
And I've seen the other ones too, where he says,
and then the same time saying, "Haney is the world champion." Like, I mean, this guy, like, he's just messed everything up there.
The designation in this universe means he's champion. However, in this universe, he's not the champion. You see, the WBC is champions in different universes.
That's
you know, like there's 7 universes, and in 3 of them, Teofimo is undisputed, but in the other ones, he's not, because Haney is champion. You see, but it depends where you're in at the moment.
Right.
It all lies down to that franchise belt, man. It's like, is it a real belt or is it not a real belt? Because if you're gonna go by the theory that it is the official real belt, then yes, he is undisputed.
It is not. Mauricio feels like it is.
That's what I'm saying. It's like that's the belt that's like that threw the whole thing off.
You know what? Actually, You know what they've done? It's like on Sunday it
Not
is
anymore.
undisputed, but on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday it is not. However, on Thursday and Friday it is, and we switch Saturdays every other week. But look at the calendar on the WBC rule book, section 4.5. Oh, my ass made it up as I go, 6478, clause 47,
Bro.
and you will see it there. It is
Oh,
there, I
man.
promise you.
Mauricio is a hustler, yo. But check this out, man. I appreciate y'all even having me on. I'm about to bounce out and take care of some stuff, man. Shout out to the Marvin Jiu-Jitsu Club, HCP. I'll see y'all, God willing, on Thursday. Shout out to Maestro, Beeb, D-Styles, G-Funky, Calix for sure. And, yo, everybody have a good week, and I'll check y'all this week. Viva la Mexico! I'm out.
Hey, thanks for coming on, brother. I appreciate you, man. You know,
All
you're
right,
welcome
y'all.
here anytime, man. That was Sutter Kain, everyone, the father of ghetto metal, man. Hey, he came back, man. He picked Plant and he came back on. You got to respect that, man. Of anything, you got to respect that, you know? Most people don't do that. They just run and hide. They get a pick wrong. No, he came back on with the sombrero and everything, man.
It's official
But-
HCP.
Yep. In all seriousness, I see some people asking, like, can people make the argument that Canelo still struggles with slick fighter? I don't think so. I don't think so anymore. And again, guys don't. A lot of these guys, they only
Hey,
look
but
at what they
Jose
wanna look
Cotto
at.
hurt him, though, so we got to question his chin. You know what I mean?
Oh man, right. I mean, look, you got to look at everything when you're looking at a fight. You can't just look at what you want to look at. Like, just because Plant's moving doesn't mean he's outboxing Canelo. Like, that's
Jose
ridiculous.
Cotto, though.
Yeah, from 11 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Like, let's forget the fact that he fought the best Cotto and beat him. Let's just forget about that. Let's keep bringing up Jose Cotto. Right?
Yeah, exactly. So look, man, again, this performance by Canelo really reminded me of vintage Chavez back in the day. I was really, really impressed with Canelo's footwork in this fight. It's there now, man. Like, I'm not even going to question it anymore because I've seen it happen. You know what I'm saying? You guys know I questioned him in other fights in the past, you know, years ago, but he's definitely improved on it. I feel like he's definitely studied some film on Chavez Senior because he's quite frankly one of the best to do it. One of the best at applying pressure, cutting off the ring on fighters. And he did it, man. I really feel like that's what was happening. Those first couple rounds, yes, it was a little bit hard for him to close that distance. But once he took away that jab, applied that pressure, again, the footwork, moving with Plant, forcing him to go different ways when he didn't want to, forcing him to throw his hands when he didn't want to. It wears you down, man. It wears you
I'm
down.
telling you, Funky, if you're used to landing a certain percentage of your shots, right? If you're used to like fighting at a certain pace, all of a sudden there's more fight stress, right? There's a higher pace. You're having to throw more because a lot of your punches are hitting either air, gloves, elbows, or wrists, right? Or they're getting rolled, right? And if you have to throw 4 or 5 to finally land one, that's just not, it's not sustainable.
Nope.
Okay, that is not sustainable unless that's literally your style. Like if your style is to swarm, those guys are called swarmers, right? And unless that's your style, but that's not Plant style.
Nope.
So to expect him to throw 1,000 punches to beat Canelo is not sustainable, and especially not sustainable against someone who could counter you, right? And we're seeing it time and time again. A lot of the conspiracy theorists will say, well, they're not throwing against Canelo because they're throwing the fight. No, they're not throwing because they get hit with a fucking counter. That's why.
Yep.
We saw what happened, you know, and by the way, the setup was beautiful, you know, and I talked to Joe Abito, shout out to him, and I agree with him 100%. I think Plant thought he was going to get hit with a body shot, and he braced himself for a body shot, and he got hit with one of the best, like, he threw that uppercut, like, under the armpit, bro. Like that's crazy. Like, he will turn, like, his punches are like, you know those missiles that follow you and shit?
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, what's going on to me, right? No, I'm joking, obviously, but like he studies his opponents, right? And he throws punches where they're gonna be, not where they are. That's why you see Canelo do those swings and misses in almost all his fights. If you go watch it, you go watch any fight of his last 5-6 fights, you're gonna miss wide like that at times when you're trying to throw where you think your opponent's gonna be, not where they are, right? But I think that's why he's gotten better at stopping guys. I don't think he's developed a punch all of a sudden, or no, he's hitting them now when they least expect it, right?
And that's a great point, man. And that's exactly the same thing with the footwork. When you're in there with a guy that's moving, you want to get to that spot before him, anticipate it, get there before him. You know, just like you said, throw the punch where you think he's going to be. If you think the guy's going to move this way this time, then you go that way. You go, the other way. And I want to address this comment. Marion Brown says most fighters struggle with slick boxers, so that's why they're considered slick. Absolutely. And guys like Chavez, right? There's a reason why he wasn't getting a whole lot of like early stoppages, because when you're in there with movers like that are slick, it's an investment, man. It takes time. It's an investment. Like when you invest in something, like you don't get that return right away. It takes time. It's got to build. You got to build that pressure, baby. You got to keep rolling on these dudes. You got to keep the pressure on them. Keep moving them. Keep making them go this way. Keep making them fight when they don't want to fight. It's an investment, man, and it paid off. I thought it was going to be 9.5. That's what I bet. I didn't get it. I was just a little bit off. But I'll say this about Plant. I hear a lot of people saying that, he was better than they thought. I mean, I don't know. Like, for me, look, did he box okay in some spots? Yes, he boxed very well in some spots. But it just, again, I didn't see that adjustment that needed to be made. And that was something that you and I spoke about on Tuesday. We needed to see that extra tool in the bag. Once Canelo took away his jab, closed that distance, there was no adjustment. Plant continued to do the same thing, stick in the shoulder roll too much, and his ribs took a pounding. His liver took a pounding from those left hooks. And not to mention he's getting hit with left hooks up top as well. Plant's jab was doing – go ahead.
Well, I don't want to brag, but I did say Plant will stop, not Canelo, but traffic on the way to the hospital. Okay? I did say that. Now, for those saying, by the way, I haven't heard many videos saying we should see a rematch. I haven't heard that. I haven't heard, they got to do a rematch. He was pitching a shutout, and then motherfucker hit a fucking a home run with all dudes on. What do you call that again? A
grand slam.
This motherfucker hit a grand slam out of nowhere, right? Well, let me tell you something. Chief Funky, do batters get lucky in the MLB against a really good pitcher?
Nope.
No. Punches like that are not lucky. And if you can't see, like, I'm not even mad at you if you don't see how Canelo set up that punch. I'm not mad at you. I feel bad for you, because if you really believe yourself to be a boxing aficionado, a lover of the sport and the sweet science, right? Then you need to learn how to appreciate something like that, because that's what he did. He set that guy up, and he was breaking him down in the process. Because you know what happened? Plant got slower, so you know what I mean. So Canelo was able to set him up easier because he slowed him down. Okay, so that just that there is a process with that. That's all it is, man. Great win by Canelo, undisputed. And I don't want to hear anybody say, "Oh, D-Style and G-Funky, they're just saying that because they're Mexican," right? No, I was on YouTube and I actually got receipts, not like a lot of you bunch of fucking Johnny-come-latelys out here, okay? All right, I actually have receipts from years. I'm not a Johnny-come-lately, and I gave Crawford credit when he became undisputed. Okay, even though I was going for Ramirez, I gave Josh Hader credit when he became undisputed. Right, this is way before Canelo even mentioned undisputed. Okay, as far as the Crawford example. Right, I always gave credit to Bernard Hopkins for becoming undisputed. Okay, so that's that. I'm consistent when it comes to this shit. I'm not undisputed over everything for my favorite fighters, and then I drop that, and I don't give a fuck about it anymore just because I don't want to give Canelo credit. This Mexican from Guadalajara is the undisputed champion of the motherfucking world, whether you like it or not. Okay. Like that, it doesn't matter if you like it or not, or what your opinion about it is. The fact is, that's what he is. That's that's like his name will be etched in stone, and you will be known as the ones that hated on him for all the talking we hear, Chief Funky. Oh, they don't appreciate They don't appreciate fighters while they're here, and only when they're gone. And you motherfuckers appreciate Canelo now, not when he's gone. Okay? Because you're fucking projecting like a motherfucker out here.
Yeah, man. And you know what? Here's the thing, man. With what Canelo did Saturday night, making history. But look, here's the thing, man. People out there saying that Plant was pitching a shutout. And I was getting reports of that. Shout out to Puerto Rican Rum, who's still in the chat.
So, like, when the game's like 5-0, 5-4, is that a shutout, or like what am I missing?
Apparently, they were saying Plant was winning every single round. And I'll say this, man. I find it very funny how when a certain somebody loses every single round and just lands a big punch out of nowhere, it's not called luck. It's called setting him up. It's called, you know what, guys? Let me tell you something, huh? Canelo has developed a rare thing like Sugar Ray Robinson, huh? He has the ability to end the fight at any time he wants. Who remembers that? All right. Who's been following HCP for a while? Okay. African G with the 499 says, what can Canelo achieve to become the best Mexican boxer of all times? That's a tremendous question, man. And thank you for the support. I appreciate that. That's something that we're going to have to. I mean, look, I'm not a guy who projects, man. That's just not my style. I'm going to wait for his career to end before I say anything about that, that's just me personally. And keep the same energy with the young fighters. I need to see them do something first before I say, yes, they're the real deal. You know what I'm saying?
Look, I'll say this. Is he one of the best of all time? Yes. Let me just put that out there. Of course, right? I'm a firm believer in let's wait till the career's over, till they retire, right? And then, he's going to go to the Hall of Fame, obviously. That's without question, he's a Hall of Famer, okay? I heard people saying, he's not a Hall of Famer. Like God, you're delusional if you think that. Canelo was a Hall of Famer, before he beat fucking Gennady Golovkin, okay? So like he's already been in that, you know what I mean? But nonetheless, right now, if you had any doubts, there's no doubt now. This dude is a unified champion in 2 other weight classes and undisputed in this one. And I don't want to hear, what do you do it at 160? Floyd never became undisputed. Manny Pacquiao never became undisputed. A lot of motherfuckers never became undisputed. Calazaghe, Andre Ward. So now we're going to hold it against Canelo because he didn't do it at 160? Yeah. Now it's a big standard. Crawford didn't become undisputed at 135. Why didn't he do it at 135? Did I say something stupid like that when he became undisputed at 140? No. Because I don't fucking literally hate on these fighters. I give them props for their accomplishments, right? Yeah. I did it for Crawford and do it for Canelo as well. Because I'm a consistent motherfucker. That's why.
I did the same thing, bro. I remember when we first started doing HCP together, and I would say things like, yeah, you know what? I think Crawford's up there, top 2, 3, pound for pound. Like, oh, what do you mean? He went undisputed in a weak division. Like, I don't care. He still did it. And if you want to call this a weak division, fine. Okay, I respect your opinion. But check this. If it was so garbage and so weak, then how come Saunders wasn't looking to go undisputed? How come Plant wasn't looking to go undisputed? How come Smith wasn't looking to go undisputed? If it was that easy, these are the champions at the time. Benavidez, like, how come these guys weren't trying to go undisputed? This guy comes in less than a year, clears it all up. Like, you got to give him credit for that, man.
And he would have done it in 9 months, you funky, if the fight was agreed upon the first time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And I remember all those guys that said he was scared of Plant, right? That's why the fight didn't happen in the first negotiation. Oh, he's scared. He's scared. Boy, you look like a fucking idiot right now. Let me tell you something.
I like something Chicano said. Greatest fighter of his generation. That I can grade because we're in this generation right now, right? Mm-hmm. This is how I feel about boxers and legends and all these guys, to be honest with you. I see them as like, think of kings and when they reigned in their kingdom, right? Like they have their reign, they have their time, and then, You know, after Caesar, there was Augustus, and then there was Marcus Aurelius. You know, emperors of Rome. Like, and you just that's how I see it. Like right now, it is the reign of Saul Canelo Alvarez. You know what I mean? That's what we're living in right now. You know what I mean? And I want boxing fans to enjoy the now, enjoy the moment. For years, we bitched and moaned, and don't act like we didn't, about wanting to see Undisputed. We had 3 undisputed fights this year, 3 of them. One of them ended in a draw. In my opinion, Castano should be the undisputed champion at 154, but the judges saw it differently. I'm not complaining too much because it was a close fight. But, okay, we had 3 undisputed fights and 2 undisputed champions crowned. Usyk is 1 fight away. Hell, Fury's 1 fight away for being undisputed. Okay, we're getting more unifications now. Like, this was actually not that bad of a year as I see some channels making it out to be, you know, but I enjoy the now. Like, what do you get off of, like, well, I don't think he would have been in prime Roy Jones. Like, well, you will never know because they'll never fight because they're in 2 different eras, right?
And I don't even know why that should even be brought up. Like, I don't know.
Look, the boxing fans are like that, G-Funk. We've always been like that. Like, we bring up like the best fighters of the past, and I get being nostalgic, but I do think like there's 2 groups of fans that piss me off. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's the side that shits on the legends, right? Oh, there were bums. They fought cats. Look at Robinson. Look at all the dudes he fought that weren't nobody. He fought a dude that was 13 and 15 in his 38th fight. What the fuck is that? Like, you know what I mean? Like you got guys like that don't understand the culture of boxing back in the day. Like it was just a different culture, different feeling, a different type of sport, right? The way it was perceived and you know, participated upon, right? But like, I hate fans like that, and I also hate the fans that all they do is bring up the legends to shit on today's fighters. That's the only reason they bring them up. And it's like, okay, can you both sides just move the fuck out of the way? Because I can appreciate a Salvador Sanchez, a Julio Cesar Chavez, a Ruben Olivares, a Carlos Zarate. I can appreciate the Mexican legends of the past, and at the same time, I can appreciate a fighter like Saul Canelo Alvarez that's doing great things in his era, in his epoca. Okay, you know who said it best? Tyson Fury. Okay, they asked him, what do you put yourself all the time? And he said, you know what? I cannot talk about fighters from the past because they don't have the opportunity to even defend themselves against me, to state their claim, because they're not with us anymore, or they've been retired already, right? I could only control my era. I'm the best of my era, right? That's all Canelo could do at the moment, right? Where he is from, like, years from now, we will see, right? But as of right now, in my opinion, definitely best of his generation. And he definitely has the lead, in my opinion, regardless of what Juan Manuel Marquez says.
Yeah, he's got a comfortable lead right now for sure. If Crawford can get some of those fights, can get some more of those guys at PBC to cross the street or whatnot, and he cleans up that division as well, with cleaning up 140, he can make a case himself as well. I think he can do it. I've been saying it for a while, man. I think Crawford beats all those dudes at 147. It's just a matter of the fights happening, you know, and it's, hey, you know, we'll see, man. But yeah, I think he's definitely got a nice, comfortable lead right now as far as the best fighter of his generation, and that's Canelo right now, man.
I want to talk about fights Canelo can fight in, right? I don't want to talk about Canelo versus Julian Jackson. Like, that fight's not going to happen. And you can say whatever you want to fucking say, and the fight's not going to happen. No one's going to be proven wrong. I'd rather talk about Canelo versus Benavidez. I'd rather talk about Canelo versus whoever else that's actually active, okay? That's what I want to see, okay? I want to see him better Beav. I want to see him versus Bivol. I want to see him against Joe Smith. Line them up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I also want to talk about those guys fighting each other too, by the way. If you want to beat Canelo, you have to fight each other, because steel does fucking sharpen steel. If you're not fighting each other and raising each other's level of play, you're not going to be ready for Canelo. You can get a payday. He wants payday. Like, you can get that, but you're not going to win.
Yeah. All right, guys. Here's what I'm going to do. the email rolling at the bottom. Anybody wants to come on, give their thoughts, whether you agree, whether you disagree with what HCP has been saying here about Canelo Alvarez, come on up. I'll
While
be
we wait
waiting
on
for the
someone, can I say
email.
something about Marcus?
Go ahead.
So Juan Manuel Marquez recently interviewed, and the interview asked him, is it possible for Canelo to ever be the best Mexican fighter of all time, right? Me, I would answer yes, it's possible, but we don't know yet. That's what my answer would be, right? Now, in no way, shape, or form am I saying I have a better boxing mind than Juan Manuel Marquez, because I'm not, okay? I'm not saying I know more about boxing than him, because I don't. Okay, Marquez is a legend in his own right. I have all the respect in the world for Marquez as a fighter. A lot of great memories. Really good 130 pounder, 135 pounder. I mean,
126, yeah.
all respects to Mark. I don't think he fought at 126, but nonetheless, maybe early in his career.
Yeah, I think the first Pacquiao fight was there, I think.
No, it was 130. It was 130. But
was it? Okay.
Yeah, but I have all the respect for Marquez as a fighter. Okay, so I just want to make sure that this is not me like thinking I'm better than Marquez when it comes to this boxing, because I'm not, right. I learned from Marquez. I see Marquez break down fights, and he's one of the guys I learned from. But I have to be honest, Marquez's judgment is definitely clouded when it comes to Canelo. There's no doubt about it. He has not let the ego go. He still has this beef with him about something that happened years ago. And to be honest with you, it's very petty, and I wish he would just let it go. I heard some people say Nacho too. I recently saw Nacho actually give Canelo props. I don't know if he's flipped, but I will say this though. I mean, so people are asking, what did he say? He went on a tangent about Canelo needs to do what I did and what other greats did, and win fairly on an even playing field. Without he basically said, that Canelo always has stipulations. He always has an advantage. He always plays the A side on his opponents. And dude, Canelo hasn't had a catch weight in years now. Those rumors about a rehydration clause in the Kovalev fight were not true. Okay, his own trainer, Buddy McGirt, said those weren't true. Okay. Canelo is nowhere near the A side asshole, in my opinion, that Mayweather was. Ladies and gentlemen, Mayweather would pay dudes like $3-4 million. Okay. And he only paid Canelo like $2 million when they fought. Even though that fight did over 2 million buys.
Not only that, he paid guys millions of dollars to not wear a certain type of gloves.
Exactly. Saul Canelo Alvarez is giving dudes fortune. He's giving them life-changing. I'm not saying 2-3 million isn't life-changing money now. Don't get me wrong now. I'll take that shit. But what I'm saying is that he's giving these guys that extra digit. You know what I mean? 8 figures. Not 7, 8. Okay? And like Plant fell in his lap, made $10 million. Same with Billy Joe. I mean, Callum Smith made, I think, $8 million or something like that. I think, dude, I think Jacobs made like $15 million fighting him, which is crazy.
A lot of money.
Yeah, Kovalev made like $13 million fighting this dude. I mean, you always see these guys wear the gloves they want to wear. Plant wore the Grant gloves he likes to wear. He didn't have to wear another pair of gloves. I just don't. There was no rehydration clause for any of these fights that he unified in. There wasn't. So at this point, like as much as I respect Marquez, I'm sorry, man. Like he's hating, bro. And I hate to say this, like he just is. Like, dude, I get it. You were mad at the way it all started with the way he got his first belt. And I agreed with him. I said that was a bullshit way to get that belt, right? But that was like years ago, bro. That was over 10 years ago. Like, let it go. Yes, Canelo challenged him to a fight. Okay, like he was like, "Well, fight me then." And Marquez was a fucking lightweight. Okay, it was a ridiculous call out, but I just let it go, man. You have to, like, I mean, come on. Even Lupe Pintor let it go. Lupe Pintor let it go, bro.
Yeah, I want to address this comment here from Fidel Martinez. He says the two Russians at 175 pounds must fight the winner. The fights Canelo. Simple as that. Always want Canelo to do the work. Fuck that. Look, the same can be said at 160. Right or wrong. These dudes at 160.
Line them up. Line them up.
These guys at 160, what the fuck have they done since Canelo left? Not one unification. You know who's actually going to unify at 160? Triple G. Andrade, Charlo, nope. No kind of unifying belts, nothing like that. So, I mean, that division is dead, man. I don't want to hear anything about that division anymore, about Canelo ducking guys there. Big Brian, what's going on, man?
What's happening? What's good with it? G-Funk, what's good, Steve Style?
Come on, brother.
Man, we doing our thing, brother. What's on your mind?
Oh, man, I just
Man,
want
this one's been on fire with the pics lately. Look at the flames. Look at the smoke. He's just on fire lately, bro. Like, you know what I mean? But hey, shout out to you, bro.
yeah, man. Hey, man. Hey, it is what it is, but
hey, you see how he like, yeah, you know.
it is.
You know.
He went all baritone on us. Yeah, you know.
well, here's the thing, right? With Canelo, you know, whether you hate him, whether you like him, you can't hate on him and what he's done and what he's accomplished. And I think that he's setting a standard that I think as boxing fans that we have to appreciate, because it's like D-Style was saying earlier, guys have been complaining, and I complain. I mean, and it's well deserved that these guys ain't fighting enough. These guys ain't fighting for legacy. These guys talk about making money and riding off in the sunset. You know, guys are being cons, you know, saying that they fighting for legacy, and then they disappear when they get that bag, which, hey, you know, it is what it is. But Canelo Alvarez, I mean, he got the bag. He got multiple bags, right? Multiple pay-per-view buys in times past. And the man's fighting for legacy. And within 11-month span, this man has conquered a whole fucking division.
Mm-hmm.
And with all that being said, I'm still seeing people, and like I said, you don't have to like the guy. My thing is at least respect what he's doing and at least admire what he's doing. You know, I like with Andre Ward, Bernard Hopkins, I thought that was the last guard of great boxers. That really was great boxers that was fighting for legacy. Canelo, I'm wrong. Canelo Alvarez is the last guy to do that, and he's the only other guy that's doing that in this era, from that standpoint, and from a retro perspective. And when I see all these things that he's doing and that he's accomplishing, and that he still wants to fight, he still wants more, and of course he's going to give more fights in May as an undisputed champion at 168, the first one by the way. Question is, why are people complaining? Because if you're complaining about greatness, then it's more than just, oh, I don't like Canelo. No, you don't like him for other purposes and other reasons. And it's just, to me, the negativity when guys are doing great and not doing the formula that Pacquiao, Mayweather did a whole decade ago. All right. You're actually doing what you're supposed to do as a traditional boxer and a traditional fighter. For you to hate on that, I just think that guys in this new era of boxing, I think these guys, I think that they're just deluded, and I believe in they're just not, they don't know what the hell they want. Because I think that at the end of the day, you have to appreciate what he's doing and what he's accomplishing right now. He's making history right before our eyes, man. And you have to respect that.
Absolutely, man. I agree with you, man. I feel like it's a lot of different things going on out there with people not wanting to give credit to Canelo and stuff like that. I don't understand it, man. I mean, just give him his credit, man. Dave from the 408. What's going on, bro?
Yo, what's up, fellas? G-Funky, D-Styles, boxing historian. What's up, homies?
We're good, brother. We're good. What's on your mind?
Oh, my God, man. I noticed that you, my co-host, Drew, We're going back and forth again on Twitter today.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I'll say this, man. Look, I gave him an opportunity to come on here and talk to me again because the last time he took a sneak diss at me, you know, I went over to your guys' show. I called in. We squashed it, you know, but he did it again, man. So it's like,
well, listen, I did take a look at the thread, and I'm not trying to defend my brother because I won't even defend my real blood brother. But I think maybe there's too much reading into these tweets, man. And I'm gonna say this: I have a really close friend that I had to block on Twitter lately because what he's doing on my timeline is so outrageous that I think it'd be a good idea if you guys muted each other. Because right now, that Teofimo story that Maestro broke, that I didn't even know about it. We did a great stream Saturday doing the live commentary with the Canelo. It was a fantastic Saturday. I didn't even know about that. And I'm talking about Teofimo with the whole belt picture opportunity. I didn't know about it. I listened back to Maestro, and then Drew told me he was listening to that, and that got him all fired up. So knowing that you guys have this past history with on one side, people say Drew is, a fanboy of Lomachenko, and he accuses you of being a fanboy of Teo. I don't think you guys can ever get along on Twitter. But notice when you guys talk, I'm not in person, but face to face on camera, everything's civil, and it's a really intelligent debate. And that's what I'm hoping for. I'm
always civil, man. Let me address this super chat real quick from Chicano Prophet 499. If Canelo's career isn't impressive, then whose is? I mean, that's for real. But look, I'll say this, man. It was too obvious what he was doing. You know, he's in the chat while I was there this morning. And I brought up Loma in the chat because I was messing with Maestro because he picked Lomachenko to beat Teofimo. He said 100% on the very first roundtable we ever did, right? So I was joking with him like, yeah, man, the Loma fans can't get over the loss, So he took that like I guess I was talking shit to him.
There it is. Yeah, I missed all that. I missed all that subtext.
Yeah, and then he went to Twitter. He went to Twitter and did the same exact thing he did last time we had this issue. And that's the thing that I'm like, look, you did it once, we squashed it, you did it again. So it's like, you know what? You either come on here and tell me what you got, what you really feel face to face, or that's it. Like I can't mess with the dude.
Listen, it looks like we're developing a pattern. But this Monday, we should all be celebrating one thing and one thing only, and that's Canelo Alvarez's historic.
Absolutely.
What he put in the books, and there'll be a time to talk about Teofimo because his fight is coming up, and that is going to be the hot topic. Although I think he inserted himself, and Maestro this morning was spot on. To the point where I heard he was doing it from the classroom or from the playground. Like his thoughts are where I'm at. It was tacky and the wrong timing. And I think there'll be plenty of discussion for that because Teofimo is not undisputed. And I think that's the consensus. We know that he's not undisputed yet. And I'm looking forward to that conversation as his fight with Kambosos comes up.
Though. In one universe, he is undisputed. On another universe, he's not. Look, Lawrence Krauss said that there's different universes. So we can have different champions in different universes. And in this universe, at the moment, he is on Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. On the other days, he's not. So just pick your day.
Well, that's it. D-Styles, we do live in a world where we have parallel universes going on all at the same time. And the reality is there's only two pathways for him to join the club, the exclusive club Canelo is. And one of them is to face Haney, unless Haney loses to Jojo Diaz, which is a possibility, or to move up and fight Josh Taylor right away. That's his one path to holding four belts all at once. And either of those are
I didn't to say this. Vladimir used to go around, hold his belts like that all the time when his brother was champion. It doesn't signify that you think you're undisputed or not. I know he thinks he does, but it's whatever to me.
And that wasn't even my argument, whether he was undisputed or not. I was just saying that Maestro was doing a hit job on Teofimo, and we were there today before this show, and we said the same thing. We talked about it. I think he was just trolling a little bit,
There's always an element of that. Yep.
But look, as far as Drew goes, look, man, like I said, I went over there to talk to you guys, called into your show. It's his turn to come here, man, and he said no. So I mean, look, that's on him, man. Like,
well, listen, I look forward to him coming on your show.
I'm good with you, man.
Oh yeah,
anytime you want, man. Anytime.
Yeah, and our
oh, you cut out. I think you're on mute, Dave. Can you hear me? I think he's having some.
What's up, HLD? How you doing, brother?
HLD, what's going on, man?
What's going on, guys? Hey, man, I'm honored you invited me on the show, man. Thank you very much, G Funky. D Style, what's going on, buddy? Like, is that boxing historian over there? Yeah, what's going on, man?
What's up with it, bro?
Boxing historian.
But yeah, man, thank you for inviting me on, man. I'm honored. Truly, I am.
Absolutely, man. I was gonna say HLD. HLD is on the panel, but High Low sends a $2 super chat. Says the home of boxing. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Look, Drew, bring your ass on, man. Don't be coming in the chat talking shit, bro. Just bring your ass on. All right. You want a link? I'll give you a link. All right. Here, let me put it in the chat for you. Give me a second.
Well, while you do that, HLD, what you think of the fight? What you think of Canelo? You know what I mean? Like, talk to us.
Well, let me first say I'm talking to you guys from the real multiverse where Teofimo is the undisputed champion. You guys are on some whack universe. I don't know where you guys are at.
This is the what do they call it? Comic books? They call it canon. Canon.
Oh, okay. Man. Well, all I say is that on Saturday we witnessed the first ever defeated champion, because that's what it seems like throughout the chats, that we have a loser who's the champion, because they all talk about the guy who lost instead about the guy who won. So I guess we got the first defeated champion of all time. That was Caleb Plant on Saturday with his moral victory. It's kind of crazy. We've been hearing that throughout that same night, especially from some of the big channels, which kind of sounds, like more like trolling than anything else.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, you're on, man. Say what you got to say. You can go
on.
All right,
number one. If I was dissing you, I still call your name out like I did last time. And I told you that before. Number two, you could have went to me in DM and asked me if that was a diss towards you. You decided to go on Twitter about it, try to call me out, try to get me to come on your show and debate you and everything. When I tell you that truth right now, you could have just went on the DM and just said, hey, Drew, is that a diss towards me, man? Because at the end of the day, like last time, I said your name, I called you out last time directly. And I meant for you. Now, if I was dissing you, everybody knows I will call you by name, because tell you the truth, G Funky, I don't give a fuck how people feel what I say. If I feel like I have some beef with somebody, I'm gonna fucking tell you to your fucking face. And now I tell you the truth right now, man, it wasn't a diss towards you. It was a diss towards anybody, because there was 3 other people that mentioned Lomachenko and Teofimo in that chat. You may not have read the whole chat, but there was. And then tell you the truth, yet there's people on there that support Teofimo that said that shit. Now, I'm entitled to my opinion, but at the same time, if you want to look at it like this, you're saying Loma fans are getting salty, but when somebody says, but when you made it look like today, when somebody says something about Teofimo, looks like you were getting salty by coming at me. So at the end of the day, bro, if I want to diss you, I'll call you out by your name. So at the end of the day, you need to you should really handle this situation a lot better than you did today. Because you know me, anybody knows me. If I want to diss you, I'll call you out by name and diss you like last time. I have no problem with you. But the way you handle this situation today, man, you handled it wrong. And you kind of owe me an apology, but I don't give a shit if you give me an apology or not, man. But at the end of the day, man, I'm entitled to say my opinion, just like you're entitled to say your opinion, like you said on the shoe shine, when we squashed this shit. Now, the way you handle this today, it looks like you still have some ill will towards it from last time. Do you still have ill will towards it from last time, G Funky?
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna let you finish what you got to say, and then I'm gonna go. So whenever you're done, I'll go.
I just want to know, do you still have some ill will from last time? Because it seems like you do, man.
No, I don't. I don't.
Then why did you think it was a diss towards you? Then you know last time I called you out last time. If I wanted to diss you, I would have called you out again because I'm that type of person that calls people out directly. I'm not the motherfucker that's gonna go on there. Excuse my French because it's your show and everything, but I'm not gonna be. I'm not gonna be the motherfucker that's gonna go out there and say, "Oh, sneak diss somebody." Now, if you want to take it as a diss towards you, fine, but it wasn't towards you. And tell you the truth, you handled it a lot wrong today. And that's how I'm going to deal about it. And the other thing about it is trying to do this. I thought at first when you were asking me to come on and everything to do a simple debate, I was just letting you know what the deal is. And you get all hostile and everything. Don't sneak diss me and everything. Yo, bro, you could have went into my DM and did that shit. And like be people about to say, yo, Drew, are you dissing me? And everything, because I would have took it to the DM. I'm an asshole, but I'm not a complete asshole. I'm not a low like asshole. I'm a happy asshole, a good asshole that will go out to your DM before and say something to you in DM. Say, yo, G-Funk, did you diss me about that, bro?
Is that it?
That it, man. That's all. That's my piece.
Okay, it's my turn then. Okay, and I'm gonna ask you to give me the same respect I just gave you. Let me go uninterrupted.
You get that respect. Go ahead, man. Sure, show anyone.
All right. I'm gonna tell you like this. Number one, you said last time you called me out by name when that's not true. I got screenshots from other people from Instagram, an app that I'm not even on, where you called me a dick rider. And that was a shot directed at me because it was right after your show, right after the show, right? You didn't call my name out that time. And you did the exact same thing this time.
I'm gonna let you.
Hold on, I'm talking now. I'm talking. This is my turn.
You're gonna have your time.
All right.
Then we'll go again.
And again, this morning in the chat, you saw I was there. And as soon as Loma got brought up, and what I was doing was I was messing with Maestro because Maestro picked Lomachenko to win 100% on the roundtable, the very first roundtable we ever did. So when I brought up Loma, I was talking to him. I wasn't talking to you. You took it personal. And you went at me on Twitter, and I know that was I know that was a shot at me, bro. You didn't mention my name the last time. You didn't mention my name the last time.
You done now?
So that's why I ain't done yet. I ain't done yet.
Keep going. I'm gonna go again.
That's what happened. You took to Twitter again today, and you said, "Oh, Teofimo fans are still this and that and this and that," right? But the bottom line is this, man. All I asked you to do was, if you want to say something to me, at least say my name. That's all I'm saying. All right. You want to be bitter about the loss still? That's on you, man. But you got to get over it, bro. You got to get over it, man. Because anytime Teofimo gets brought up, you're right there to take a shit on him with all the other haters. You're still salty about it, bro, and it's hella obvious. Okay. And when we squashed it last time, I squashed it. I don't hold grudges, bro. And I don't do this shit. I got a wife and kid. I don't do this type of shit. But again, I'm not gonna have people sneak dissing me, bro. So look, I'm gonna tell you this. I'll give you your respect. You came on when you said you weren't gonna come on. So I'll give you that. So at the end of the day, I know it was a sneak diss, brother. I know it was. But
Can I go again?
Go ahead.
All right. After when on the show, when they voted the dick rider comment, I said, yeah, he acting like a dick rider. G-Funk is acting like a dick rider. And then at the end of the day, man, I don't care how you take it. Because tell you the truth, I said that right after the first person mentioned Loma and Tio, not you. You came along and said something else. I'm not salty about shit, okay? Number one, you wanna go along all the time and say Loma fans are salty. Go ahead and do whatever the hell you want. But your point, but the last couple of things that you've been saying, it's making evidence you're salty when people say negative shit about Teofimo. Just saying. I'm not the only one that says it, but I'm just saying. But at the end of the day, man, nobody's sneak dissing you. If I want to diss you, bro, I'll come at you straight up. I don't have to be afraid of somebody on Twitter. If I have beef with you, I'll come at you straight up. And I don't even know who sent you the fucking pictures of the Instagram and everything. I don't even know that. And I don't give a fuck either. But at the end of the fucking day, bro, if I wanted to diss you, I will call you out by name. Because
But you didn't the first time.
After when they asked me who I refer to as a dick rider, I say G Funky's acting like a dick rider right now. And I said your name directly, you're acting like a dick rider. So it actually is calling you out by name, brother. So you really need to really know how somebody's getting called out, first of all. But at the end of the day, if I wanted to call you out by name, I would. And you want to keep saying, oh, but you did it. When I say G Funky's acting like a dick rider in my show after that comment, that's calling you out by name and saying you're a dick rider at the end of the day. Now, if you want to consider that sneak dissing, do whatever the hell you want, man. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to let you come on here say that Drew Evil's dissing you when he wasn't dissing you. I'm not going to let you come on here and disrespect me, disrespect my name and everything. When I'm coming on here right now, coming at you because you're saying that I sneak diss you, and that's not even true. So at the end of the day, you want to get salty about shit that I didn't even do to you, go ahead and do what the fuck you want. I don't care. But I don't have time to deal with that bullshit. Because every time I say I say something against Teofimo, you want to get salty, go ahead. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, we had difference of opinions, and I thought we were both cool and everything to have difference of opinions, but
we were.
But today you're thinking that everything I'm saying is a diss towards you, bro. You want to think like that, But at the end of the day, I'm done with it. Think however the hell you want to think of it. I'm done. Thank you for letting me come on. Have a good night, guys. Have a good night. Sorry for holding up the show and everything.
That's all
Peace
good.
out.
I told you to come on, so it's all good. But I'll say this again. You made a comment. I know it was towards me. And it's
how
cool,
you know it's towards you, man? It's not towards you, bro.
Okay.
Because if I wanted to go towards you, I would have said it in chat.
It's too obvious, bro.
Can I say something?
It's too obvious, bro.
Can I just say something?
Go ahead, D-Style.
Okay. This will solve the problem. If you would have asked the person you were talking to, then nobody would have to assume, right? Like those people you were meaning it towards, do they know you were talking about them?
No, because we're all having a normal conversation. People are
so you do sneak this. You sneak this some people. You say you don't sneak this, but you do.
But you
I know you're saying you didn't sneak this,
too.
Funky, but you do sneak this.
But you do it too. Everybody does it. But if I would have
okay, so don't say you don't sneak this. That's all I'm saying. Like you know what I mean?
Right. At the end of the day, man, I would have called him the fuck out at the end of the day.
But you did it.
Cool. I mean, I'm just saying, like you didn't add the person you listened to. You're leaving it, bro. I'm just giving you some D-style Capitan advice. That's
and
all
I'm going to give you some Drew Evil Capitana. Okay.
Okay, it's Capitan. Yo no soy marinero. Yo soy Capitan. Just
at the end of the day, bro.
I'm not being like I'm being cordial with you. What's up?
At the end of the day, bro.
Chill out.
No, I am chilling out. But let me talk.
Just relax for a second. I haven't said what I'm going to say. Like I've been quiet. Okay, for a while now. Like, hold on. Like, all I'm saying is, okay, if you say something on Twitter that's about somebody, right? And it says I sneak this. Yes, all of it. You're right. We all do it, right? But you're leaving yourself open for someone to interpret that as you mean it towards them, right? So if you meant it towards somebody else, right? But it could apply to different people. How do they know it's not directed towards them, right? So don't be shocked when someone interprets that as you mean it towards them. That's all I'm saying. You can't get mad if they say it. Like he literally called you out on Twitter, right? You could have gone to his DM and said, "No, I'm not talking about you, brother."
But he knows. So the last time I already called him out by name the first time, and he would have had to respect that.
You're saying two things, brother. You're saying two things. I caught two things. You're saying, "Oh, I do everything straightforward. I come out. It's straightforward, baby, all day, every day." But then you're saying you should have DM'd me. So which one is it? Is it straightforward all day, every day?
He should have DM'd me. That's the thing. But here's the problem, man. And here's the problem.
Okay, so it's not all day, every day. Got you.
No, here's the problem. Number one, man. Here's the problem. We're on a basis, all of us, that if we have a problem with somebody, we will come at somebody accordingly. Last time when me and him have that beef, I will we're squashing everything. We had a problem. We could go talk it out and everything. But he decided to go take it on the Twitter and everything, instead of coming on to the DM and say, "Yo, Drew, did you diss me?" and everything. Now, if you
I tagged you in the thing, so it wasn't no sneak diss from me. I tagged you.
But at the end of the day, I don't need to sneak this him. If I want to come at him, I'll come at him straightforward.
That's it.
Whatever, D Style, man.
But you
Because
did it
at the end
before,
of the
man.
day, man,
You did it before, man.
No,
That's the
I
thing.
just because the theme music started playing.
it's because I'm trying because it's Dave Scott, calling me on the Skype and everything.
Oh.
So at the end of the day, man, take it however the hell you want. I gotta get on and do a show now. You have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your show, guys. All right, peace.
All right. He's out.
Well, HLD's been
But-
quiet for a while. But what's up, HLD?
Yeah, what's going on, HLD? Thanks for coming up, man.
Oh boy, I thought I heard an angry Mickey Mouse talking. Man, what the heck was that? That was from this morning.
Yeah,
I don't even know what's going on.
I missed it, I guess. And when
I'm
when I
finding
came
this
on,
shit out the same time you are. I just wanted to kind of be like, yo, like, look, don't like if somebody says, right, yo, are you talking about me? Like, just you could just say, no, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about because it's happened to me. I've talked about somebody on Twitter, and then they say, what are you talking about? And then I'll just tag the person, right? I'll be like, I'm talking about fucking Art Man and shit. You know what I mean? But like, I didn't want to tag him. You know what I mean? I don't want to give him attention like that, but I did want to say something about him or whatever, right? We all go through that, but it was just an observation. That's all. Like, I don't know anything about this thing. I don't know if he did this G-Funky or not. I don't know. I was just pointing out that he said he loves going straight forward and being open about everything, but then he wanted to be DM'd. Like, that's a contradiction in my opinion.
Well, check it out. Do you tell me this, HLD? You were in Maestro's chat this morning. This is what he tweets out minutes after Maestro's stream ended. It's funny, but every time Teal fans talk about him, they got to bring Loma into it. Like, I guess nobody gives a fuck about Teal unless you bring Loma's name into it. It's funny as fuck. And dude trying to step in on Canelo's glory. You're not undisputed, bro. Like,
well, yeah, you did, bro, and I think didn't Maestro pointed that out. Yeah. I thought when I don't know if you read your on the chat.
I don't know.
This guy claims like he's I'm not a fanboy, but yet look how emotional he gets over Lomachenko and shit. Like, he'll say shit like Teofimo's scared to rematch him, but he already fought Lomachenko, he already beat him, like. But then he goes at guys in the LDBC for saying the same thing about Fury when they were saying Fury was afraid to fight Wilder again. Like, it's the same fucking thing, dude. You're just pushing a stupid ass narrative, Like, I'm tired of the bullshit, man. Like, just be a fucking man.
Let me tell you something. Teofimo being scared of a guy he pursued, right? It's like stupid. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he was calling out Loma like when he had like 10 fights, bro. Okay, like, he wanted that fight. So now after he beat him, he's gonna run scared.
Exactly.
Make it make sense.
Yeah, that's the narrative he pushes. Oh, he's scared. He don't want to fight Loma again because he knows. Like, shut the fuck up, man. That's what the LDBC does, dude. And you bitch and complain about what they do all the time. Like,
hey, is he from the same Shoeshine Boxing?
With Dave 408, yeah.
Shout out.
Yeah, that's him.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to Dave, man. This look. I'm not
trying to. Dave is the other. Okay, so it's two of them, right? So then Dave is the other guy who comes on all the time.
By the way, I have no issues with Drew. I just pointed out it was just an observation, man.
I like Dave. Dave's a cool guy.
Dave's cool, man.
You know what I mean?
I love Dave. It's been nothing but cool for me. Like I said, he's always welcome here on my show anytime. But that dude right there, man, he's just not a real dude, man. Like, we squashed it when he sneak dissed me before, and he did sneak diss me. He never mentioned my name. He went to Instagram. I'm not even on Instagram. It was like, oh, I call this other content creator a dick rider because he's a dick rider for Teofimo Lopez. And like, you never tagged me, bro. Like,
oh wow.
The fuck out of here, man. And then now all of a sudden I gotta believe you don't sneak this when you did it before. Like, you did the same shit, man. But anyway, HLD, I want to ask you, man, what did you think about Maestro's hit piece today?
Where is Maestro, man? Where is Maestro? That's all I gotta say. Yo, hey, man, look, I can't understand. I can't understand the because it goes beyond anything. It goes into like a personal. Like, what is it, bro? What is his hatred towards this man? What the hell did he do, man? Did he beat up his baby mama and do a hit and run out there or something? You know what I mean? What did he do? What did he do?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I don't understand the hatred. I really don't.
Yeah,
You know,
and
so and it doesn't only come from Maestro. I mean, you know, I respect Maestro a lot. I think he's one of the coolest G on the YTBC. Period. Just on this topic, we will not align. But other than that, I think Maestro is one of the coolest dudes on the YTBC. Period.
yeah, man, we love Maestro. He's a part of our network here in the HCP network of channels here on YouTube. But yeah, D-Styling over there, like, man, I think you're just overdoing it, you know. I don't think it was clout chasing that Teofimo was taking pictures with Canelo, you know, after the fight. Like, I don't know where that's coming from, man. Like, from my understanding, it was planned for that to
It
happen.
was planned. It was a
Yeah.
planned thing. The between actually, I think it was planned between both trainers, and then agreed upon with Canelo. I mean, obviously you gotta pass it through with Canelo, and you know, yeah, that was their thing. So it's not like somebody's like, you know, pressuring. Like, look, man, Canelo, if he ain't gonna want to do it, it's like, get the fuck out of here. As simple as that. You know, he ain't
Exactly,
gonna go
yeah.
down with that shit if you don't want to.
Exactly. That was my argument to everybody today. It's like, look, he's told people to get the fuck out if you don't want him there. And the thing is this, like, he's smiling with them, taking pictures with them. Like, I mean, if he's not mad about it, why should anybody else be upset with it? You know? You're on mute, D-Style.
My bad. He's been backstage for other Canelo fights, taking pictures and all that. Like I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like it isn't like we don't get to decide how Canelo feels about it. Okay,
No.
we don't. Canelo's okay with it, so why should I give a shit? That's my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, why should I care? Like if Canelo did not want Teofimo Lopez there, believe me, we would all have known. Okay. Just like he told that Jake Paul dude, like you remember that?
Oh yeah, in the ring when they came up in the ring.
Get the fuck out of here! Like if you don't belong there, he'll tell you. Just like he told Andrade, get the fuck out of here, man. Like he would tell him, bro. Maybe not that rude, but he would say something like, "Hey, man, like you know, like go out of the way.
This is my shine, right?" Exactly. He would tell him like, "This is my time," and he wasn't like that. I mean, this was planned. It was actually, if you see, I mean, you see how they even, you know, they embraced each other before even going on stage. You know, they've established a you know, I think as of the Valdez fight, or maybe from before that, that's when they you know they started connecting and have established a friendship.
Canelo is in a spot right now where he is like an idol to a lot of these up and coming fighters.
Absolutely.
Okay. And he knows that, and he knows he wants to set an example for them, and he embraces them when he feels they're a good example, or there's somebody that he feels is going to be really, really good for the sport of boxing. And that's just what he does. Okay. That's why I don't even like the fact that Canelo's big on Tank, but he is. Like, he FaceTimed him. Tank wears his gloves and all this other stuff. Like, Canelo's gonna like and support and be behind whoever the fuck he wants to be behind. Okay, and I don't care what anybody says. This was definitely pre-planned. Like it was.
Yeah, it was just obvious to me. Like, it's just, you know, it was a hit piece by Maestro, and you know, we called him out on, and he's entitled to his opinion. I just think he's really reaching with this one, man.
Well, I mean, the thing is, when you're reaching with by the words of Josh Taylor, who chose Plant to win, who was not invited to this undisputed party. I mean, you know, and you know that, you know, hey, Tion is calling him out, calling him pussy, avoiding him, blah blah blah, and you know, so there's bad blood there. You know what I mean? So it's obvious that, you know, you're gonna take the opportunity to get back at him. I mean, I don't see nothing. I mean, it is what it is. It's boxing banter. You know, go at each other.
Absolutely, man. So, what did you think of Canelo, man? I want to know what you thought about the fight. I don't know if you had a scorecard or not, but let us know what you thought.
My scorecard through 10 rounds was 9-3, and maybe I gave him round 4, so I was 1, 3, and 9, and maybe a 4, round 4. I mean, maybe, but at best that would have been, you know, that's the best that I would have given a Caleb Plant on the fight. It was just such a methodical fight, man, and it's kind of like a symphony, because you see what he's doing. He's slowly, moving on in, and just like the symphony starts slow and then it starts reaching its peak at the end. That's exactly what Canelo was doing. He was just hunting them down. There's a little bit of this here, a little bit of that there. Let me move this. I'm cutting off the ring more. Okay, I'm missing some punches, but I'm starting to get my timing for this long, lanky, tall dude. And it was just phenomenal. And at the end, it's like ta-da, boom, done. So it was great, man. And above everything, man, the congratulations that must be given to this man, the respect that he did, what he did in is like less than a year, I guess what it was. I mean, give him his merits, give him his props. We shouldn't be talking so much about poor Caleb Plant. I mean, hey, he knocked him out, but Caleb was making him look bad. You know what I mean? That type of stupidity. It was just. So I enjoy what I like doing is on the next day. I like going on the hater channels or anybody who's like doing it. I like to watch their lives and see their reactions when their guy gets knocked out or loses the fight and whatnot. It's so much fun.
Damn, I just remembered something. When Drew was on, I should have asked him what his scorecard was for Canelo Plant, because he came to my live stream when I was live during the fight, and he had Plant winning the fight.
Oh yeah, he was winning. A lot of times he was winning all the rounds. He was blasting Canelo. Did you see that body shot? Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm like, what the hell are you doing, bro? It's like kindergarten stuff. You know what I mean? Like in the play yard. Somebody does a little something, they make it bigger than what it is. That's how I was watching these fights from a lot of channels. But Canelo, man, hey man, awesome that what he did, bro. Impressive. You know what I mean? And just like D-Style said, one guy went to the hospital, the other one went to the club. You go figure who really won this fight.
Canelo was at the club. He was hanging out with Nas. Shout out to Nas, one of the best MCs to ever do it, man, in hip hop. Yeah, man, that's true. I mean, Plant went to the hospital and Canelo went partying, And I mean, look, the thing is this with these guys acting like, I mean, I was seeing guys on channels, on platforms say, look, man, Plant was rolling all those shots, man. None of that shit was landing. He was in there like this and that. And I'm like, bro, did you not see how tenderized those ribs were?
We haven't got the medical report. You know that, right? We don't. I heard a couple of things, but it's not official. I heard a cracked rib on the left side. I heard a possible busted eardrum or cracked orbital bone. I don't know if it's true, but those are the things that I heard that was coming out. But we don't have an official report on how damaged this young man is. Hopefully he's okay, but I'm just saying.
I know one thing, that to look at them ribs, them things was fall off the bone tender after that fight.
Ribs and barbecue. Hey, yes, they did say he had the sauce, so I guess he just forgot to pour some sauce on those ribs. You know what I mean? They get those ready, bro. You know what I mean?
Oh, that sauce was barbecue sauce on them.
Like I think I know what they meant now. Like Canelo was like, hey, he's got the sauce. You know what I mean?
You think some of these channels are gonna take away his nickname, White Chocolate, away now?
Oh, there's already. I mean, I'm sure you've seen it on Twitter. Guys are already who picked him already saying, "Oh, well, now we know why Canelo fought the white boy." But you were just talking about how
stupid shit.
How great he was, and look at his footwork. Canelo wishes he had.
No, but look, let me tell you something, okay? Look, I knew they were going to be delusional about the fight when they were delusional about what happened at the press conference. There was dudes that came out saying, "Oh, he bitch slapped Canelo. Did you see that? He fucking bitch slapped him." Like, yes, Canelo's head turned like this from like the tips of the fingers. Sure, they did. Okay, if somebody slaps you so hard that it turns your whole fucking face, you would hear it. Okay, you would hear a fucking slap. Like it's loud as fuck. All you gotta do is just go watch a slapping contest, and when they slap each other until one gets knocked out, right? They were delusional about that whole thing. Canelo got him with like a Cobra Strike type shit, blooding him up and shit. You know what I mean? But they said like Plant got the best of him then. So no, I'm not shocked that they thought he was getting the best of him. You know what I mean?
To me, the most impressive thing out of the was by Plant was at the end, bro. He walked across the ring, went to the corner, congratulated the man, apologized, They squashed it right there. He did express that he wished, he wanted to continue. He apologized that, like if it was his fault that they stopped the fight, or dude, you were drunk out on your feet over there. But and then Canelo obviously was speaking all in Spanish because he wanted to make sure he's hitting his demographics, who's watching the fight. But then making sure that that dumbass interpreter, I think his name is Felix de Jesus.
Yeah,
he needs to. I'm sorry, bro. I've been so disdained about this dude for a long time, but Canelo making sure that he's like and the guy was like looking at him like that's what they pay you for, man.
You know they need to hire again that one guy, the one that was all amped up and shit for like the
Ray
like
Torres.
they say in Mexico, we don't fuck around. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I want that because he not only interprets what they say, he also like their emotions and everything.
He lives their emotion, right?
Yeah, but I will say though, like Spanish translating has been horrible since I was a child, bro. Okay, this is why. Like, you ever wonder why these dudes say dumb shit like, "Oh, these Mexican fighters, they got no skill. They just come in and take shots and just try to win by knockout." Like, you know what I mean? Like, because that's all they heard growing up. All they heard was this: "Come on, you could beat him. You could knock him out. Like, he's gonna get tired and just knock him out."
Do it for your family.
That's all they heard. They never heard like, "Hey, te tira a la izquierda y muévete para la derecha y tira el gancho al hígado. Cuando tira a la izquierda, bájate, gáchate abajo de él." Like, they didn't translate none of that shit. They didn't fucking bother. All they said was like, "Come on, let's do it. You're the man. You're the champion. They're gonna rob us." That was another one. They're gonna rob us.
I want to show read the super chat here. $9.99 from Long Live Boxing. Shout out to the panel, the entire chat. Respect for keeping your cool, G Funky. I had Canelo up 7-3 before the stoppage. Loved it. Make sure y'all like the video and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to Long Live Boxing here. They do a podcast every Sunday, and it's great stuff over there, and I appreciate the support, man. Hey, look, man, here's the thing. I don't get rattled by shit like that, man, because at the end of the day, I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? And I handle my emotions like a man. When people get loud and crazy and shit like that, to me, that's not masculine, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? We could talk shit out on a nice, cool level and get to the bottom of shit. Like you seen right here, we didn't agree, and he he left and I left, but you didn't see me throw personal shots or yell or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way that I was raised, man, to handle my shit like a man and not a loudmouth. All right. Another 499 salute G Funky D Style HLD. Who the panel like Canelo to fight in May? My pick is Charlo. Too many channels been saying Canelo ducking. Look, here's the thing again, man. We had the matchmaker for Golden Boy on. We asked him, did they send an offer to PBC? They said yes. They said somebody turned it down. They didn't say it was Charlo, but they said PBC turned it down. Oscar said he turned it down. His brother said, I would never turn down no motherfucking 15 million for Canelo. So they can say what they want, but at the end of the day, an offer was sent. Okay. And Charlo had an opportunity to challenge Canelo yesterday Saturday night in person, and he didn't do it. All right. He's over slapping fans and shit for asking him questions. Get the fuck out of here.
Let me ask you a quick question.
The offer wasn't for it must have been for Montiel or something like that, right?
Really quick, HLD. I'm gonna ask HLD a question really quick. If Canelo's brother came out and said, I wouldn't have turned down that fight offer to fight Charlo, what would all the narrative-driven channels be saying right now?
If Charlo said that, if Charlo's brother would have said he wouldn't turn that down?
Canelo's brother came out and said, I wouldn't have turned down that money to fight Charlo. Are you crazy? That was a career-high payday.
Cop. We also had no. Yeah. Look, man. We know. They're all these channels, especially they're all dried out. There's no more Wilder juice. You know what I mean? There's nothing to talk about now. The Wilder juice is gone. You know what I mean? It ran out, and they got nothing else to talk about. So we're looking now for the next. Who can we, stomp on? Is it Tio? Is it Canelo? Is it who can we, run 2 years off of narratives? You know what I mean? Because they don't have nothing else to talk about. They don't. But as far as the young man, what it was his question was, what what should be next for Canelo? I was about to ask you guys that same question. I think he should go. He should try to get Benavidez in May 5th. If he's gonna stay at 168, and then in September, if Charlo wants to come up, let's do that. And then after that, let him decide he's gonna have to decide what is left out for him at 168. Does he want to clean out the 160 or does he want to clean out the 175? But I wouldn't mind him just fighting twice next year. Just take it easy, because obviously, man, the grind was hard, and I know the way he trains is on a different level than anybody else's. So I got to respect that. The man, when he says, he needs to get some rest, I definitely can understand that. But I think Benavidez would be perfect. That would be a mega fight May 5th. Charlo in September, if he wants to take if he's not going to, not take the $15 million. And then, 2023, is it another year for another undisputed division?
Yep. And look, here's the thing, man. Like, we don't just say shit. We don't blow smoke around here on HCP. All right. Here's what I'm talking about right here. Well, just imagine what these guys would have said if Canelo's brother said something like this.
I'm 154. I ain't the one. I would never turn down no motherfucking Canelo. Y'all know what it is. I ain't never turning my money down.
Now that you said like that, bro,
that's why they came out crying. They said, "Oh, do you see Canelo call
la chingada, güey."
He called Castano. He didn't call Jermel after Jermel said that for him.
Here's more proof right here. Check this out. Chat here from Chicano Prophet. He's asking you a question, Roberto. He says, please settle the online debate. Can you confirm if Golden Boy did indeed offer Jermall Charlo a Canelo match for May of 2019? There's been a lot of talk about that online, but we don't know for sure. But could you answer that question?
Absolutely. Eric Gomez called Al, made him an offer. And I believe, and it was a few years ago, but I believe the reply was, we are worlds apart. And
here's your receipt.
The hell?
That's crazy, a lot of these guys, I just want to remind everybody, not for nothing, but very few channels actually brought on glove experts, like the actual manufacturers, including Everlast, by the way, which Wilder uses, to ask questions about the gloves, and do they bend back, and why do they bend back, and what are they made of, and what's the material in them? Is it possible to, monkey with them? What protocols are taken? One of them was even at the glove selection meeting when it happened, right? We brought matchmakers on to ask them about fights that are made and not made. And as you could see, Roberto Diaz even gave people some answers I didn't even like. Okay, I didn't like the JoJo, the fight Tank. We're going to make Tank come down to 130 comment. I didn't like that, but he was just being honest, right? When he said, I think it's going to be easier to make the Ryan Garcia fight than the Devin Haney fight. That was just true, right? Regardless of what people thought. And he also said, yes, we sent an offer to Charlo, right? And so you're telling me right now that his brother just made that up from thin air, and then now and Roberto Diaz is making it up along with Jermel, like they're working behind the scenes to make Jermel's brother look bad, or what? Like, all you need to do is look at the evidence, okay? And here we pursue facts, okay? We pursue inconvenient truths, even if we don't like them, whatever it is, because that's what we do on this platform.
Well, as you see all the time, his own brother is always protecting the other brother, as you saw this week. You know what I mean? So that seems like to be the pattern. I mean, I got one crazy brother, and I got to protect them. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Well, look, man, this has been again. We tried to keep it around 2 hours, but this was a special one, man. Canelo makes history, not only becoming the first at 168 to be undisputed, but the first Mexicano to do it. So, we had to go in. I hope everyone enjoyed the show. I know there was a little bit of drama in the middle, but, sometimes we got to get that shit cleared up.
The four-belt era. I just want to add that real quick.
That's right, the four-belt era, because we've had them before, but not in the four-belt era. But I want to thank all my guests that came on, Shoeshine, even Drew, okay? Even Drew, I'll give him some thanks for coming on. Boxing historian, and of course, HLD. But I'm going to ask you to hang out for a second, HLD, so I want to talk to you backstage while the show's over. But D-Style, let everybody know who's here right now. What's going on tomorrow? The HCP podcast over there on D-Style Boxing tomorrow night.
Hey, look, last week was great. We had coffee instead of cerveza during the HCP podcast, but I'm not a morning person. Everybody knows that. So we're going to go back, fix some things around. So we're going to be back on primetime HCP podcast. D-Style Boxing is the channel. We'll be joined by Nancy from the Boxing Republic once again. All right, and all that good stuff, and also the round table will be on Thursday on Ringside Reporter this week. Sasha from Women's Fight News will be on. Sutter Kain will be on, and some other names. Just stay tuned. Should be a good one. So I want to thank everybody that tuned in. And even though Maestro was, wrong about Teofimo, he's still that dude, okay? But he's just wrong about this. We can't be right about all of them, You know what I mean? We all have those things that we just can't get right.
Absolutely, man. No doubt about it. HLD, you want to give some final thoughts, man, before we end this one?
Hey, man, again, I'm honored you guys invited me on. G Funky, D Style. Maestro, you're my dude. We just not gonna agree on that point that you did this morning. But yo, man, again, honored. Everybody, subscribe to HCP. One of the best on the white TBC. Period. HCP is war, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Go check out the shoe shine, by the way.
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
They're live right now. Go over there. Go ahead, head over there, guys. Shoe Shine Boxing here on YouTube. But for right now, the Hispanics causing panic is out of here. We will see you guys tomorrow night. D-Style Boxing. All right, guys, that was it for the show. Like I said, this was not live. This was a replay of the show from last night. YT is on some bullshit, so I had to put it back up for the rest of my subscribers to get a chance to see it because it is blocked. The original one is blocked, so I put it back up, edited it so that they couldn't block it again. So hey, man, I appreciate all you guys who are here. Again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell. Don't forget, tonight in just 2 hours, we're gonna have the HCP podcast over on D-Style Boxing. So we will see you guys all there later tonight. And I'm out, man. Thanks a lot.